So, I want to talk about. Um, well, let's just get the framework straight for how you're teaching in the first place. It looks like it's here's a bunch of material, quiz. Did you get the quiz right? Okay, we're gonna have a discussion with Jonathan, and then we're gonna quiz this, drill the spot, and then like I don't know, like some kind of delay before the next quiz. Or they play a bit and they get to take the quiz again, like something like that.
In my ideal world, if somebody they wanted to sit down and study poker, they would just go through the 40-hour long course, maybe an hour or so per day. And then
Like
go
play
through
in
some of our.
between?
Yeah, you can play in between if you want. I mean, I think playing is good because it lets you try stuff, right? Like, I mean, say you don't know how to play preflop at all, maybe you start three betting from the small blind every time instead of never three betting or whatever, right? So say you can start experimenting around with these things. And I think that's relevant. I don't think you want to be like playing 8 hours per day and studying one, right? Because I mean, if you're not good at poker, you should probably be studying way more than you're playing.
I would think that you should play more than you should study is my personal guess, but I'm not
Well, no,
sure.
I'm saying like 8 hours of play, 1 hour of study is probably not ideal. It's probably more like.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a good role model for that one.
You just hop in whatever game and give it a try, huh?
Well, I didn't study that much, but to be fair, it doesn't really work linearly. So if you play a lot, and or maybe I understood it faster, I don't really know, but I think yeah, I think probably a good ratio is like 2-1 or something is my personal guess.
Yeah.
The more you play, the more studying should be able to be downloaded, I'd say.
Yeah.
Is what I personally think.
Yeah, and I agree. But I mean, that said, you don't want to lose a ton of money in the process of being bad at poker, right? I mean, like, look, if you're say you are bad at poker, you don't know how to play poker very well yet, playing will help you a little bit, but probably not a lot.
Yeah.
Whereas studying any amount is going to be substantial.
I think, yeah, I kind of think so. I think you need to play a bit too, because otherwise you'll have no awareness of what the fuck people are talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
imagine you're under the gun and you have whatever, Jack 9 offsuit, and you play it every time because you think Jack 9 offsuit's a good hand under the gun because, middle connected cards.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch a video and fix that very quickly and just remove a huge amount of leak, right?
Oh,
a huge amount of loss. And that's not hard. But, I mean, if you go play live poker, they play Jack 9 offsuit under the gun all the time. I don't know why, but they do.
Fair question. I've seen this too and thought to myself, okay.
But they haven't watched lesson 1.
Yeah, I guess I need to find the information. That's not so easy. I would say you still need to be aware of what middle position is. You still need a certain kind of awareness that's only built up through experience. You need to know, okay, this is Jack 9 offsuit. It looks really simple from our perspectives, but going into the minds of these guys, they don't know that Jack 9, there's all these other hands. They don't think in terms of combos. They don't see the full picture in terms of okay, there's Queen Jack, there's Queen 10, there's King Queen, all this shit. And they don't see there's a full list of things, this register, and it's this is also middle position, and looking at it, comparing to all these other things, there's not all that's there. So it's a little bit harder to see, for it to click, oh fuck, this is so stupid. Look, I got a full Jack 9 offsuit. When I see from the charts, it's nowhere in there. That whole I think the term is awareness. It's just not.
It is awareness, but it's not. That's also a really easy thing, right?
Yeah,
that should not be difficult. But still, again, look at live poker streams all the time. They do it every time.
Sure.
So, and then imagine continuation betting the flop, right? Or never check raising the flop. It's easy to check raise, kind of polarized on the flop. It's not that hard, but a lot of people never check raise draws. They just don't do it, or they check raise only really good draws, never with junky ones. Right. And once they realize, okay, gut shots can check raise sometimes, that's going to help them. Assuming they play the turn in the river right.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I think that it's still, it'd be interesting to see how long a beginner would be able to figure that out, knowing what to look at. I think that's something very measurable and to get real metrics on. I think, I could look into it myself.
It's hard because when you get a beginning poker player, they're not thinking, okay, I totally suck at poker. Here is my loss rate. Here's what I'm doing. Here's a whole snapshot of my strategy. they're not just going to give that to you in a way that you can easily get, most likely, because they're not going to answer a 100 quiz questionnaire or something.
Sure.
And then it's like the person you want to get the information from is not really the person who is going to be good at giving you that information.
Yeah. Well, this is the awareness problem we're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, it's different if like you're going to a backing company and they want all of your hand histories and they see your win rate and they see obvious leaks in your game. And like, okay, we can fix these things and then you'll be better, right? It doesn't work like that so much with recreational poker players or just live poker players in general.
Yeah. There's a certain art to figuring out what to improve on.
I mean, like, in live poker, to be fair, like, if I look at any of the very best players, I'm sure they're doing things that are a little bit wrong. Like, I'm sure I'm doing stuff that's a little bit wrong, but I don't necessarily even know what it is. And I'm good at finding out this stuff.
Some things you can get away with in live poker that are good, actually, that are not GTO, such as preflop. Like, you can play looser preflop when everyone's ranges are fucking whack. Like, you can play, like, fucking ridiculous.
Yes.
Compared to GTO, once people just start getting in money with dumbass shit, because that's just because now your equity is no longer diminished so hard because people have like Jack Nine offsuit in the mid position, and then, you can get in there, and now it's okay. That's just one example. I mean, if everyone's straddling, now straddling becomes okay anyway. It becomes minus if you not to straddle actually, because if you're the only person not straddling, people will kick you out. Then that's why it's minus EV.
Yes. You got to give some action. I mean, a good example of this, even in high stakes tournaments today, not like $100,000 buy-in tournaments, but, 10K buy-in tournaments, is that you can just like raise a little bit wider than whatever GTO says because people don't 3-bet enough. And they don't raise enough on the flop. So you just get to realize your equity better, right? So you can raise slightly wider in all positions, especially later positions. And some people just don't. They just look at GTO chart and do what the GTO chart says. And they're probably leaving a little bit of money on the table.